I mean, first impressions, it does more than I thought it would do, so I think it's gonna be dope. What's up everyone, welcome to another episode. Today we're actually gonna be unboxing some futuristic tech because the company called Hypershell has been so kind to send over one of their exoskeleton products. Something that I wasn't really fully aware of, like what this actually is. But yeah, you can imagine it as kind of power boosts for your legs. Like this thing has 1 horsepower that it can distribute across both of your legs. So after seeing a couple of videos, after browsing the website, even though I know that road cycling isn't really their primary focus, it's more about walks and hiking, maybe running, but I reached out to them because I was very interested to see how would something like this feel on a road bike. If you would have 1 additional horsepower in your legs, would there be any benefit for me, for cyclists, for any other particular user group within the cycling world? So yeah, after a quick unboxing, I threw this on my hips and I got out on bike. So let's go there.
All right, so we took the exoskeleton out to Tempelhofer Feld, the old closed down Berlin airport. And I gotta say, I mean, already walking with this thing made me smile quite a bit because of course, it's nothing that I've ever experienced before.
This is so weird.
And it is fantastic while walking, I gotta say, and also while jogging. I did a quick jog with it. But here on the bike, I mean, it's not like a full e-bike conversion, but I noticed that it definitely makes me faster with less effort, especially when you're in the extreme mode, and particularly when you have clipless pedals, so you're clipped in, because this thing has 1 horsepower and it also helps you push your legs down, but I mainly feel it how it's pulling up my legs. So when you're clicked in, of course pulling up a pedal makes a big difference as well. So yeah, as I said, not a full e-bike conversion, but I think for somebody, for example, who's just getting started with cycling and wants to extend their range or wants to be able to keep up with maybe some slightly fitter riders, absolutely. I mean, you just gotta get used to the look of it, but to be honest, I was expecting way more people looking at me while I'm here, and I kind of blend in. Even riding here through the city, I didn't get any stares, so I guess when you're wearing Lycra and having the road cycling outfit already anyways, that yeah, that doesn't distract any further. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm very positively impressed. Happily surprised. Also, when it comes to the way it feels on your hip, it is very nicely padded. It is quite a snug fit, so it is very important that you tighten all the straps accordingly, that you adjust the hip width adjustment accordingly, that this thing doesn't move around too much. But it is very comfortable. Like, there's no rubbing, no pushing. I could ride like this for hours, I think. So yeah, I mean, give it a try. All right, and I mean, how does this work? How does it feel when you're wearing it on the bike? Or also in general when you're walking or running with it? You kind of do 1 or 2 repetitions of the frequency that you want to walk, that you want to pedal, and then the system automatically understands in what frequency, in what strength, how far you're moving your legs, and so on and so forth. Very quickly adapts to it. So you never have the feeling that this thing is trying to push you too far, or that it's in your way, that it's not pushing far enough, even though your legs want to go even further. I mean, that algorithm that they have in there is super snappy. in regards to detecting what you want to do. So yeah, I think this is very exciting technology that's in the future as well, over the next generations, that will be developed in this kind of like exoskeleton category. It's going to be unlocking lots of more performance, but also life quality, I think. And I have to say that after a bit of riding, you get very quickly used to it. So it feels like, yeah, you're just going. Maybe this thing doesn't really add that much. But then you turn it off and suddenly your legs become very heavy. So yeah, so I think this one additional horsepower definitely has its effect. But then also, aside from the use case of wearing this on the bike or wearing this while running or jogging or whatever, I recently took this to my parents and I gave this to my dad, who is over 70. And I think that this is also a very interesting use case for older people to just really help extend their range when they're climbing stairs all days, when their legs and muscles are getting weaker, when they also want to go on longer walks, but they just don't have the condition or the power in the legs anymore. I think this is a fantastic alternative. So yeah, for older or in general weaker people, I think as an everyday tool to extend your range or give you that little bit of extra boost to be able to do these things that you've been able to do before, but now for whatever reason you can't, I think this is a fantastic addition that kind of levels up your life quality again. So also a big fan for that use case. I'm also going to try to get my dad use this a little more and see how he gets along with it. And then also design-wise, I gotta say, when it comes to the user interface, this thing has been properly thought through as well, because you really have only a one-button interface. Even though you might think that this is quite, yeah, a complex apparatus, but you have one button that's located on your hip. With a short and long press, you turn it on. With a regular press, you basically just switch into supported mode, or you can completely turn it off, just in case you quickly want to turn it off. And then with the long press, you switch between regular mode, I would say the one that you might want to use when you're at home, walking stairs, doing something in your garden, hiking, whatever. And then extreme mode, which you might want to use when you're running or when you're out on the bike like me today, which I think is really making full use of that 1 horsepower, where you really feel that your legs are being pushed and pulled. So yeah, I love it, that it is something that you don't really have to fiddle with a lot when you're out on the bike, because here most of the time you want to have 2 or at least 1 hand on your handlebars and don't want to be like looking at some screen and don't want to be fiddling with a lot of buttons trying to figure out which one was for which function. It is really, yeah, as I said, properly thought through. So appreciate that design, and yeah, let's keep on riding. That's crazy. So yeah, I just want to say massive thank you to Hypershell for providing me with these Hypershell Pro X exoskeleton for the channel, even though I know that this isn't your primary target audience, but that you've been willing to explore this, yeah, slightly different potential use case for this product, which yeah, has been great fun, I gotta say. And yeah, I'm looking forward to put this on some more people's hips and legs to see how they react in the running, in the walking, as well as in the road cycling setup. So yeah, again, massive thank you.
So this is going to be it with this slightly different product test this time. I'd be very interested to hear what you think about these kind of like exoskeleton technologies in the context of cycling in sports, but also in terms of like day-to-day use. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And yeah, hope that you enjoyed this little episode. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, consider subscribing. And as always, I'll say thanks a lot for watching and hope to see you in the next one.